Yeah, so I started there when it was Ghana Bingo, which was, my calculations, I think it was about 98. Um, it was just somebody I knew. I said, walked in there, can I, got any jobs? And they said, yeah, we've got one. And I started practically like the next day. I was only there a few months, but it was a lovely old building, really, really nice. You could see it was a cinema because although it had the tables and chairs for the bingo, it had the sections that goes up and up and up, and the stage was still there. It still had all the surroundings of a theatre, like a show. It looked like it was just one big room, and the upstairs still had the cinema seats. They'd never done anything with the seats, and when it got busy, they'd open up the top, so you'd still get people playing bingo up at the top in the old cinema seats. Yeah, you could see it was like big, massive, and I think there were like a stage and everything there. It was really, really pretty to see. So I started off just serving the customers, just walking around, giving out change when they was doing the prize, we call it prize and party, the little slots. I used to do that. And then I moved on to, because I knew bar from years ago, the person already that managed the bar said, I want you to be on the bar serving as well. So I did that, and you'd learn as you go along, you'd learn different departments. So one time it would be the bar, then it would be the cafe, and then you'd start calling bingo and stuff like that. You'd build up, but most of the time it was just serving the customers, giving out the change, and then standing around socialising with them. And it was checking the bingo when they'd called, so checking the numbers that when they called, and then giving them the customers their winnings when they're done. Sometimes I'd go out, if I was on a break, I'd go out the front of house, it was called, where the reception area is, and I forgot the word, the fruit machines. Oh. So we'd stand around with the customers and chat and socialise with them, keep them there, keep them spending. That was my job, and I really enjoyed it. I was knackered on the first couple of nights because you're up and down the stairs where the levels are. You're up, down stairs, and like for the first week or two, I was so tired. My legs absolutely ached, but it kept me active, kept me fit, because I was walking back and forward from work, walking around, so I was quite active back then. It was all downstairs, so the only thing upstairs was the seats, the cinema seats, and that was it. So everything was downstairs. So as you walked in, very similar to what it is now, as you walked in, you had the bar down that side and the cafe that side. And there was a little counter at the bottom where you'd go and get your money, your bingo tickets. And the stage would be where the caller was. Then over this side as you go in, that would be a little box area where you'd do the prize and party, the calling for the prize and party. And then at the back, there was a little cupboard, it had a window. So I think that might have been like where prizes were or something like that. It might have been the area where the cinema projector was. I'm not sure because it was very old, but that was where we had the prizes, the money for the prize and party bingo. So that was where you did the money in the box at the back. So when the staff would come, they'd get their aprons and they'd get their change and they'd get their tray of coins, your pound coins, to take out to the customers. Yeah, so my last day, I'd been trained to, I can't remember the exact night and the work and stuff, so something tells me it was a normal night, and I went to lock the upstairs fire door, but you'd have to go all the way up to the top, past the seats at the top, and then you'd go all the way down and lock the door, which was out the front. So you'd lock it from the inside, and then you'd have to go all the way back up again, all the way back down. So I've been taught how to do it. It was easy, you just lock it with the chain. And I'd done that, and then finished, came home, and I thought, I've got the night off. I've got tomorrow off. I can have a lay-in. So I like took the dog out for their last toilet, enjoying a lay-in. The next morning, knock at the door, and I'm like, so I opened the door and my neighbour was like, I don't know if you've got work today, but your building's on fire. I was like, what? And we went into my living room, and do you know Chatham at all? So where the bingo is, I lived right by the train station, so you can see. So I went into my living room window, and along the skyline was just smoke, black smoke. I was like, oh my God. So I quickly got dressed and run down there. For the safety, you couldn't go past where the billboards are opposite. So we had to stay there, and there was all the staff there. There was even a manager there that hadn't been there for a long time, but he absolutely loved the place, and he was from this area. So he was there. He was absolutely distraught. He was so upset, and it was just burning, and it had just gone, absolutely gone. But the front of it was still going, so we knew something had gone on in the back. So we were told by management, because managers were there, we were told by them to go home and we were going to have a meeting in the bingo in Gillingham to what to do. So I think later that day, the afternoon or something like that, we'd all met up later, and they said, you've all still got jobs. And I'm thinking, last in, first out. I thought I'd lost my job. So they said, we went to the gala there, and we stayed there helping and serving, because all the customers, they put on a bus from Chatham to Gillingham, and I'm sure it was a bus, and the customers were going there instead, so it was even busier. So we were serving the customers, and all the teams were like, there was double team as well. And then we got told, you definitely got your job, don't worry about that. And then while they were deciding what to do with that building, me and another colleague, we got transferred to Gravesend. So I was at Gravesend for about a year and a half. And then we'd heard there was like structural issues. They wanted to save the front because it was supposed to be listed. So they put scaffolding on it, and to save it and try and protect it and start redoing it all up. But then the whole thing, we'd heard it fell down and it hurt someone. I think it killed somebody. Yeah, I think it did kill somebody. And then they'd realised there was a big crack right in the middle, and they said it's not safe, the whole lot needs to come down. So we were waiting for it to come, like, it'd be knocked down. And then I don't know if it was planning permission or what, it just took so long. But it took about a good year and a half, and you keep hearing, oh, it's being built, and it started to get built. And then management came round and spoke to us and said, they're restarting it. Do we want our old job back, or are we happy where we are? I said, no, I do want to come back. And to reset it, it was myself and a little handful of other people. We'd go out giving out new memberships. So once they signed up with new memberships, we were putting it on the database, keeping it in an old filing system in the Cuxton one. We had a little office in the Cuxton one. And then, yeah, they started to, they had a look about, and there was a few little teething errors, like the machine pound coins weren't going into the machines for the customers, just a few little teething errors. And they had I was expecting my daughter, so that must have been around 2000. And it opened up, and it was like as it is now. It was a massive opening, really, really big show. There was tribute acts, and one of the managers, he's a bit of a comedian and he does drag. So he done that as well. It was so funny. But yeah, it was a great night. But yeah, I think that's my story. I think it turned into buzz. I left there when my daughter was 1. I had to leave, no fault of my own, or it's just family issues. So I left there in about 2001, and I know it changed to buzz, But I think the business was slowly going and going and going, and no one was going there anymore, and I think it's slowly dying. But they did have a building, a part of the building, they did have an area for businesses, like meeting rooms and things like that, but that never occurred. But yeah, I think it closed down through lack of business. I'm not sure. I did hear, because I live right close to it, that it is going to be turned into flats, but I don't think anything's happened to it. No, it was late at night. Yeah, no, it was the middle of the night. We'd all locked up. So what had happened, you all lock up and you all pack away, and then we all come out at the same time, and the manager locks the front door, and then we all go home. So no one was there. What I'd heard, the person that ran the bar, she was away for 3 weeks. So and you do a weekly order for your stock. So what she'd done, she'd ordered 3 weeks worth of stock to last until she got home. And then someone went to the manager and said, what do we do with stock? How do we order it? And he said, oh, just order what she ordered last week. So they ordered way too much. And I'd heard it was something to do with the post mix, you know, the gas that makes your soft drinks fizzy. It was something to do with that went wrong, and started off a fire. And someone had said they'd gone in there the morning after that, because they said, like, come get the fellas to come in and see if we can salvage anything once it was safe to do so. He said the iron girders at the top, it was like spaghetti all over the floor. They just melted in the heat. The gas bottles for the post mix and the beers, they'd shot right over the other side of the building. And they'd gone into the office at the back where the money safe was and all that lot, and they said that there was, in the safe, there was trays for the pound coins. The plastic ones had melted all into the wooden trays, and it completely ruined all the pound coins and everything because of the heat of the building. Yeah, it was heartbreaking to see. I hadn't been there long, but I'd known it was there for years. My mum had said to me that she used to go there for Saturday morning pictures. You know, they used to get a bag of sweets from the little sweet shop by the way, and her and her friends, they all used to go in there for, I can't remember how many pennies it was, but yeah, they'd go in there and sit and watch Saturday morning pictures. And when we went in, when I was quite young when I went in, about 18, 19, we're being going vaulted up now. And my mum said it's practically the same as it was, other than the chairs. That they hadn't changed much at all, and the stage was, it was still really, really lovely.